Welcome back to Cooking with Jan. Today we actually will not be doing any cooking, but we're going to be doing the chopping of ingredients and the tossing of the ingredients because we're doing a Wurstsalat, or in English, Wurst salad. Our Wurst salad is Swiss style. Why? Because we use slices of Swiss cheese with holes in them. And Emmentaler is commonly used for this dish. My dish differs a little bit from what is served here in Germany in that I use flat parsley or cilantro to give the salad a bit of a kick, really an intense flavor. I also use bell peppers. Before we jump into it and do mise en place, I just have a remark for my German-speaking viewers. Ich weiß, einige von euch sind der Meinung, dass Paprikas gar nicht dann zu dem Salat gehören würden. Aber ich finde, sie verleihen dann dem Salat so eine wunderbare Frische. Und man muss einfach nur aufpassen, dass man nicht zu viel reintut, weil dann kann der Salat dazu neigen, ein bisschen sauer zu werden. Besonders nach einem Tag, falls es noch Reste gibt. For your Wurstsalat, you need Lyoner, or in America it's referred to as Bologna or baloney. This is 200 grams of bologna. I also have 200 grams, this is for about 3 servings. 200 grams of Swiss cheese. This one is Grünländer. I find it a bit more nuttier than Emmentaler. I find Emmentaler a bit bland. Then I have a good handful of parsley without the stems. This weighs out to 10 grams if you want to weigh it and be very precise. I have my bell peppers, orange and red to give it a beautiful flavor and also color. You take out the stem. We'll be cutting these things up in a second. I also take half of a red onion. I use a red onion because of the sweet spicy note that it gives, but you can use any onion as you wish, but I would recommend using a red onion. And then I use about 3 dill spears. These are sweet dill spears, and 2 shots, if you will. The Germans call it Schüsse of pickle juice from the jar to make it a little bit, keep that sweet note up. We also have white wine vinegar. Then I have some oil. I have sunflower oil. You can use any good tasting vegetable oil, rapeseed, sunflower oil. This is what we're using today. And then and that's all you need. And then you want to, of course, have your spices. We have salt and pepper. I'm going to crush the pepper. We're using some sea salt here. We have sweet paprika is going to go in there. And then also some cayenne pepper to round it all off. Okay, we did mise en place. So let's first just cut our bologna, or as the Germans say, Lyoner. And you just put it in there. You have just strips. And make sure that they're a bit loose. They're not all bunched up. Then you take your Swiss cheese and you do the same. When you do this, just make sure you don't try to cut up too many cheese slices into strips because they stick. So you have to actually, even with your fingers, pull them apart. So it's you have to just, make sure you have your strips. Next step, we'll take our parsley and we're going to chop it finely. I've seen a lot of cooking shows and they chop it rather coarsely, which you can do too, but I have to do fine for this one because it heightens the flavor. It just works better. So that's what we have to do. It is a little bit of work. Okay, I'm nearly done here. This one you can fine. So just not too coarse. I just go that next step. So that goes in here. It's kind of the hardest part of all this. So, okay, regarding the onion, you always cut along the lines with every onion. And in this case, I'm not going to dice the onion that much. I'm going to have it thinly sliced and leave it also in strips, because if you dice it, then it becomes more powerful and then dominates. And we don't want that. We want that bit of a kick, which the red onion gives you, but we want to give it a nice, if you will, modest, subdued kick. Also ich habe gesagt, dass ich das etwas fein schneide, so in ganz, ganz winzigen, dünnen Streifen, damit die Zwiebel nicht dominiert. So this is almost a half of a red onion. Okay, here are my 2 bell peppers, and I'm only going to take about the half at most of each, and then we're going to eat the other half raw or use it for something else. That's just because we don't want the salad to be too sour. So all you do on this, you can actually, I've already taken out the stems, auf Deutsch Strunk, and then you have to, of course, remove the seeds to do that before we cut it up. This is, in both cases, a bit less than half, but I don't want to go any farther with this because, again, I need to make sure that my salad doesn't get so sour. So we just cut these up in strips. Now some just put in the strips. I like to cut them then down to size into pieces. And we're almost done here. I just wanted to say also the red pepper tends to be a bit more bitter than the orange pepper. The orange, right, paprika. And that's why I'm, more cautious on the red pepper. Right here. And just like that. And then finally, as far as the ingredients are concerned, that is the vegetables, we take 3, you can take 4 if you want to, dill spears. Also 3 Gurken. And they're on the sweet side. And I just dice them like this. They don't have to be any smaller, that's fine. Just so bite-sized pieces. So mundgerechte Stücke go in there. And I also put in 2 shots of pickle juice. So we're at the dressing part. Started with the pickle juice. Put in 5 tablespoons. Oh, that was already 2. So now we have to go 3, 4, and 5. It doesn't have to be that precise. You're going to taste the salad and you will adjust accordingly. And then here we have 6 tablespoons of oil, sunflower oil in this case. 2, 3, 6. And just a tip, I'm also going to just put in a tablespoon of water. That's all. Okay, I'm going to toss the salad next. Yeah, and you just want to make sure you get all that cilantro spread around. Oh, and lose a piece, of course, which is common for Jan. You have to spice the salad, flavor the salad. Start with salt. Always be very careful with salt. Always be very careful. So we're going to just do a little bit of a test here. Not that. You have to do it to taste, but just make sure that you're very careful with salt and with pepper. Don't over pepper or over salt your food. Then goes in your sweet paprika. Oh, that'd be about half of a teaspoon. I don't know, but that's actually enough. It's not more. And a bit of cayenne pepper. Don't overdo it either. This gives it a little bit of it rounds it off and gives a little bit of a kick, but that's going to be enough. So we're just going to stay with that. Mix it up, and then we're going to taste. This is the adjustment phase. This is where we taste things. Make sure you get your fork in there. And take on. That's a good start. Yeah, just putting in a little bit. That's it for salt. That's it. No more. And I'm just going to very much grace it with just a little more pepper. That's it. That's all we want. In fact, what I think I might do is I will put in a little more pickle juice in. And that's good. You can't go wrong with pickle juice. Let's give it another stir and then give it a final taste. Everything has come together with the salad. I've also put in a little more pickle juice. And I'm making it purposely a little bit drier because, again, I've also found that when there's too much liquid in the salad, it becomes sour after a day. The salad is served with, classic is just to have a baguette, which we're going to put in the oven. We haven't made this baguette ourselves, we just bought it. It's a French baguette. It goes wonderfully because you can also dip in the bread in the juices that are left over. The Wurstsalat or Wurstsalat Swiss style also goes great with fried potatoes, Bratkartoffeln. And I may do a video on how to do Bratkartoffeln or fried potatoes later. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to the channel. Please give me a thumbs up. Please comment. Let me know when you do my dishes. there is a great community that we're building, a great rapport. A lot of people have been getting in touch with me and letting me know how things have turned out. It's just wonderful, and that's one of the reasons why the channel has grown. So, as Jacques Pepin says, happy cooking. But just a wee bit. And as you can see, I'm struggling with the pepper, but we're very much there. We could even put in a little more pickle juice if you wanted to make it even sweeter.
Ja, und eine Hand weg. Also, ne, die andere. Also, nee, so ist doof. Nee, noch blöder. Dann mach die Hand hin. Ja, okay.